Welcome back to ComedyPad. I'm in the middle of my review of Freshly. I just don't... You go into the grocery store, and the HelloFresh people now have things in there, so you can just buy them. And it's like, why don't they just have... I know some grocery stores, like, at the deli or whatever, like Price Chopper does it, has their, like, meals that you can just grab and, like, heat up or whatever. But they're never, like, great meals. They're not, like, great, healthy choices. No,
they're terrible.
Right.
Look at the ingredients. They're, like, full of stuff.
Well, and most of them are just, you know, like, pastas or, like, you know, I've not to say that I haven't done the fried chicken at, like, Price Chopper or whatever, but it's never as good as, like, KFC or Popeyes is. So I try to not do it that often. I have to be like, wow, did you see how fast I just got bounced off?
I've gotten bonked that fast before.
But so I don't know why, like, a company like Freshly, instead of this huge amount of waste to deliver these meals to me, to just be set up in the grocery store and let me pick up, and let me pick up one or two as needed, and have the cost be way reduced because they don't have to put fucking ice packs and all this other shit in the box to get it to my door, you know?
Yeah, I had the same problem with that, what the heck was it called? Butcher box?
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
You know, they would send you the thing, you know, it's the middle of summer. They hardly put any freaking dry ice in it. It's all evaporated by the time you get to it. And then, you know, you got like a half a cow that's already like thawed out.
Yeah.
And it's bleeding all over the place by the time you get to it.
Yeah, it's...
nice.
See, this is why I'm saying that, like, my theory that in, like, 10 years, like, Walmart is just going to be a, like, hub for, like, where drones or, you know, self-driving cars get sent out from, and you place your order online, and then everything just gets sent to the house. You know, it's just a matter of time. Good job. It's a matter of time before it gets to that point where you don't have to go into Walmart anymore, and the world would be better off for if I didn't have to go in there, because fuck, it annoys me so much.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, it's like having the cashiers be like automated. Like now you ring up your own stuff for the most part. They hardly have any cashiers in there. At first I was like, oh, this is bad. I want somebody else to ring up my shit. Now
then you realize how much better you're at it than
I'm
them.
So much better. I'm
so
like
much
the
faster.
Best cashier.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when it's like busy.
Yes.
I really,
that was a tough
really
one.
trying to get around you. But like when it's busy and you feel that you are like legit like on the clock because there's a line of people waiting. Because again, I'm the guy that doesn't want to be the one holding anything up. I'm a broken man, and I'm just there to. I'm sorry that I needed to buy things. I'm sorry I'm in anyone's way.
See, the thing is, there's enough of those things open that like people aren't looking at you. They're looking at like five.
But see, I want the
people
people that are. But no, but see, they're looking at me because I'm not going to have that much stuff. Where the people, no one's looking at the guy with 2 full baskets as like, when are they going to be done? Because they're not. Like you're. Fuck you. They gave it to me. Okay.
Shit. And I still won. Good.
Well, you won the whole round? Okay.
I think I won. Yeah. That's the 3 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I jumped to conclusion that how the fuck you win? I was lining up. Okay.
Fucking piece of shit.
Like, cumulatively you won. Okay, I'll allow that. I use big words. It's fine. What were we talking about? Walmart? Nonsense?
Yeah, and like the cashiers and
right.
self-checkout.
Right. So because I'm the guy that only has 3 items, they are looking at me because they're like, all right, this guy won't be long. But then I feel that pressure of like, I can't be long. I
don't know.
And
why
I just want them to.
Way.
And
That's
I just
like a weird social anxiety thing.
Right, something that you don't have to feel. I just don't want to. I really don't want to hold anyone up.
I'm just like
when people, you know, when the person in front of me.
Now, you don't owe other people things.
Yeah. Well, it's
you
like
feel like you owe people stuff.
Yeah, but it's like when I'm at like when you're at a light and there's a car in front of you, and it turns green and they're not going. And it's like, and I just like, oh, I don't want to honk the horn. I'm like so nervous that their reaction
they're
is
gonna
like
get out.
Either get out.
Like, why are you honking at me? You honking?
They get out, or that they just be like mad at me. That they'd be mad at me, a stranger. And I don't like that feeling. And it's like, hey, like, fucking go. And the thing is, like, they're like not paying attention. And so in a way, I'd be doing them a favor by it's like, you need to get somewhere too, right? Like, I'm letting you know that it's fucking green and you can go. But I still am just like, oh, I don't want to be the guy that like honks my horn. So yeah, I clearly have issues.
Yeah, you got issues.
That's I think all the episodes we've done tonight are just letting everyone know that I have issues that I need to get over and just need to be more assertive. But I don't know. And I feel like I am trying to be assertive, and then it just like doesn't work for me. And I'm just like, oh, like I'm not good at being assertive. Like this is bye. So I try to take a drink. I'm okay. No, it's back. I'm good.
Oh shit.
I mean, this is like the kind of stuff where, Joel is my robot friend, and the discussions I've had with him about how he doesn't have anxiety at all just blows my mind, and I don't. And the one time that Kim and I were trying to talk to him about it, and just like giving him different scenarios, and he was like, "No, I'd feel nothing in this situation."
Well, he lost like how much money for his company?
Yeah, and again, and like he doesn't care about that either. But we're just talking about like going to like visit family and having a family dinner with like when you know that like family members like don't get along or whatever. Like, how would you like feel in that situation when you know that there's probably going to be like words exchange? And he's like, no, like it's it happens, it's fine. Or just like
words.
I'm just like I'd hate to be. I don't want to be in the room when like people aren't getting along. Yeah. Why are mom and dad fighting?
Well, I've had so many times where like there's people.
What's so great is that you said nothing, and I knew exactly what you were talking about. That
there's people that make problems that I've had to deal with tremendous amount.
Maybe their last names aren't Christiana like yours and mine, but perhaps they are still family.
Yeah, well, no, really, I don't think of it that way. It's people I have to put up with is pretty much what it is.
Closer to home. Gotcha. But whereas I just live in the single life. It's great.
Turd.
Don't have to deal with that stuff.
It's true. You don't really have to deal with that stuff.
Another thing I just wanted to talk about on this channel at one point was how awful the movie Cold Pursuit was, and I don't think I ever did.
I even told other people about how terrible it was.
And you didn't even see. You didn't see. You trusted my review of that movie.
Yep.
Seeing the snow makes me think of it. That's now when I see snow, I don't think about terrible winters. I think about that terrible movie and how much I didn't like it. God, I really should have like written down my thoughts at the time about like how angry I have to explain the situation of I was on vacation in Myrtle Beach and it was nice out. And whereas at home it was in February and it was nice there, and I was there to get away from the cold. And Dad's like, let's go to the movies. And the last time I'd seen a movie with my dad was XXX, the first one.
Oh, shit.
So I don't even know how many years ago that was. But I remember...
Early 2000s.
Right. But I remember... I say that still living in the same house as Dad when that happened. Dad really wanted to see XXX, even though I did not give a shit about a Vin Diesel movie. And sitting there in the theater with Dad, who was just talking at full volume. Hey, that's a nice looking car.
Nobody's looking at me.
Yeah. Just like, it'd be fun to drive a car like that. and then also him having to like poke holes. He's watching XXX and he's like, that's not how that would happen. And I'm just like, oh my God. Really? Yeah, you're here to police the logic of XXX. Like, and I sat there like, I'm never going to the movies with my dad again. But then I'm on this vacation and he wants to go. And, his girlfriend doesn't want to see this movie. So he's like, no, it's fine.
She's smarter than that. She's been through this.
And I'm smarter than that too. I'm just trying to be a good son and go to the movie that my dad wants to see. But we get, and it's a beautiful 70-degree day, and we go to see this movie that takes place in the winter. And right before the movie starts, Dad's like, so do you like these kinds of movies? And I'm like, not really, no. But thank you for asking once we were in the theater whether or not
we paid all the money
wanted to
for
be.
it.
Well, it was super cheap to see movies there, and Dad's ticket was even cheaper because he's on that sweet AARP discount now.
Yeah,
So to be fair, it was like, I think it was like nice $13 for both of us.
Yeah. Which wouldn't even pay for one ticket.
No, it wouldn't, and I know that because I just went to the movie.
Because it's $14 and change.
Because I saw Us and it was awesome, and I need to see it again.
I want to see it.
It was
begging Kim, and she's like, I don't want to see it. It's too scary.
I mean, I need to see it again, so if we can work it out, I would go. I was trying to see it with some other friends.
Maybe
to
like,
see it, but
maybe we can.
But yeah, if she's down for if she really doesn't want to go, I would go see it again with you. I really enjoyed it. The way a movie should be made. But back to Cold Pursuit. It is about. It's supposed to be a dark comedy to some extent. I'm waiting. I learned my lesson. I'm waiting. It's supposed to be a dark comedy, but it's not funny. So then it's just weird. So you have this scene at the beginning of the movie where, so Liam Neeson is like a snow. Okay, this already makes no sense. Liam Neeson's job is to like plow the roads in Colorado, which is obviously like a big job when you get like 15 feet of snow at a time, right? So granted, it's an important
you piece of shit.
it's an important
fucker.
What I would call janitorial job of the town. He's still just like a glorified janitor though. The town names him Citizen of the Year because this is what he does. He does not do
roads clean.
Right. He doesn't do charity, and if he does charity work, they don't mention it. It's not like he's like volunteering at a school. He plows the roads, and they name him Citizen of the Year. While he is accepting the award, his son, who apparently could not get the night off from work when his dad wins this award,
what's he do?
He works at the airport where let me see. A coworker of his was helping drug dealers smuggle drugs in. Now, he had nothing to do with it. But he gets somehow involved in this thing, and they end up killing him. The bad guys kill the son.
Yeah.
And they inject him with heroin and leave his body propped up in a restaurant to be found, which is insane. So the parents get the call to come to the morgue to identify the body, and they do this dumb bit where it is taking forever for the gurney to like lift up. So it's like there's just legit, I shit you not, this scene where 30 seconds of it is the like guy who works at the morgue slowly like lifting the gurney thing, and it's going for like 30 seconds as the body slowly comes into frame.
So it's just shit.
And it's just weird. Like, is this supposed to be funny? Like, you still know that you are watching two parents see their dead son for the first time, and they're doing this gurney joke, and I'm like, I'm so confused by this. And it's like, and the dad is like, no, like he didn't do drugs, like I knew him. And the cops are like, well, there was heroin in his system, so fuck you. And Laura Dern, who is great in everything, is wasted in this movie as Liam Neeson's wife, and this mom who is just like heartbroken that like we didn't know our son. So Liam Neeson is the stance of this is not real, like he didn't really die of a drug overdose. And then Laura Dern is like, no, like he did, and we just didn't know our son. So they become estranged, and the only scene that legit made me laugh in this movie is when Liam Neeson comes home and there's a note on the bed, and you know that this is the note from the wife. This scene has been in movies before. Note from the wife saying, I'm leaving you, like you've changed, all this stuff. He sits on the bed, he opens the envelope, and he pulls out a blank sheet of paper. And I laughed so hard at the idea that this movie is so fucking lazy they couldn't even bother to write a note of why the wife left.
They're just like, fuck it.
They're just like, yeah, I think like the fact that there's an envelope gets the point across.
Such a dirt bag that we don't even have to put.
And all right, so and then basically this is running long, and I could talk about this movie for an hour. But Liam Neeson goes on this killing spree to avenge his son or whatever, and they set up all these things that you think are going to be resolved at some point. For instance, like the wife coming back at some point, and she never does. You never see Laura Dern again, and it blows my mind. And it just, the movie was just such a waste of fucking time. And in the middle of it, Dad is like, this is terrible. And I'm like, yeah, it was never going to be good. It just wasn't an option for it to be good. It was a garbage movie. And I had to miss out on a 70-degree day on my vacation to watch it. And I could still, I'm getting worked up about how much I hated this movie. And then what really killed me is how I went on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what the score is at now, but I went on to Rotten Tomatoes like the opening weekend of it, and it was at a 76%, and I was livid. I've never been so upset for a movie to be so highly rated in my life.
Because I've seen like some good ones that score very shitty.
Right. Or you know, maybe it's a dumb movie, but like you enjoy it. A lot of comedies that are like,
that's what I mean.
Right. But it's like as long as you enjoy it, you have a good time. But I can't imagine anyone who's a fan of these kinds of movies liking this kind of movie. So I don't know who this movie was for. You can't to do it as a dark comedy, you're almost trying to do it as a parody of these kinds of movies. The thing is, you know who stars in the normal versions of those movies? Liam Neeson. Who is the last person you should get for your parody of that movie? Liam Neeson. But there he is, making weird jokes before he kills people. It's odd, and I didn't like it, and oh my god, I
kind of like the weird interviews that he did like before.
And then the weird interview happened right before this movie came out, and it certainly didn't help it at the box office. But and then what made it great was that there was like weird, uncomfortable, racist jokes in the movie, and it's like this wouldn't have been okay even before he said that stuff. But I mean, it was weird racist jokes about like Native Americans, so I guess it's like okay. But it was still just like, you know, like we'll establish that this is the bad guy because he says racist stuff about Native Americans, and it's like we knew he was the bad guy even without saying that kind of stuff. So honestly, we really didn't need it. We didn't need him to both kill someone and then say racist stuff about Native Americans to really drive home the fact that he was a bad guy. We got it with the killing people. So it was a terrible movie. Don't go see it. And that is it for this episode of ComedyPad. I needed to vent about that even though we stopped playing 5 minutes ago. So thank you all so much for watching. And I don't think we can keep doing snowballs forever. But we're going to find something else to play and you'll watch it. So keep watching. Bye.